Hello, and welcome to Nurtural Disasters. This is a podcast for those of us with toxic or emotionally immature parents. We might not have a bunch of credentials next to our names, but we do have PhDs from the Hard Knocks University. Basically, we want this to be a validating space for adult children of parents who had no business having children.
Welcome to Nurtural Disasters with Ken and Lisa. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Ken.
So, what's new?
So Hayden Panettiere's mom, Lesley, has decided to go on a media tour. She's trying to salvage her reputation. We talked about the press letter that she sent out when her daughter died. That was very, we say heartless and cold. So apparently she got a lot of shit for that. So what do you do when you get a lot of shit for being called cold and heartless and a shitty mom? You go on a press tour to show that you're not a shitty mom. So anyway, literally this morning, she was on Good Morning America, which I was like, what?
I was like, yippee. Good morning to us.
Good morning. Oh my God. And she's there and she's like, her face is made up, right? And do you remember Tammy Faye Baker?
Yes. That's exactly. Oh man, that's that now. Okay, I was trying to get who does she look like, or what does that look like? That get up.
She looks like Cruella de Vil, like Disney evil, wicked stepmom makeup.
Not the Emma Stone version, because I love that one. I love Emma Stone.
Okay, not Emma Stone.
Not Emma Stone, but yeah, maybe like the classic Cruella.
Yeah,
look.
And she looks like the mom from Tangled. Not the one who's like, yeah.
She's like Disney like villain.
Yeah, yes. The drawn on eyebrows that are like really thick. It was weird. Oh my God.
You're not wrong. It's like a lot of the features. I've seen pictures of her maybe 10 years ago before they were still like together, her and Hayden.
Yeah.
And she looks much different now. Like it's not just age. It's not age oriented difference.
Yeah,
like her lips gotten bigger. She's gotten a really gnarly tan. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah.
It's if Doormat Mom had never let herself go. She's like, I'm not going to be pruny, so I'm going to get a bunch of work done. And then went the other.
Oh man, pruny.
Yeah, she's like, she went way at the other end of Pruny McPrunerson, my Doormat Mom.
Yeah, has Pruny said anything about this? I don't follow Pruny, so
I don't. But they feel like they would be on each other's side. Like I could see her going on Doormat Mom's podcast and being like, "We did everything for our fucking kids. This is how they repay us. They had the gall to like die and make me look bad. You know what I mean? Weird."
Well, I won't even doubt it, because she seems like anybody that's willing to listen, she'll jump onto their show, maybe podcast, and who knows how long she's gonna go along with this like kind of press tour, right?
Yeah. We could literally be talking about this for weeks because she loves the camera. So she's being interviewed for Good Morning America, and when I texted you this morning, I'm like, Ken, we need to watch this. And then I saw it on YouTube, because I didn't get to watch it like in time. And they're asking her, the interview, I forget the name. It's like something about Hayden, and she's pretending to cry. Like her eyes, you could see them welling up. It's like, but the tears never come out ever. But
and then I remember she was an actress before, so she's probably going on this kind of like method where she's trying to cry, right?
Well, and the weird thing is that she's wiping away a tear from her cheek with her hand, but there was no tear. So I'm like, you're not wiping away anything, but she's like going through the motions. It reminded me, because I just finished Hayden's memoir, and she talked about like her mom actually taught her how to cry on cue. So like, think of something that makes you sad, very method acting. So you would think Lesley, being her acting instructor, would have. But then again, you know what? It made me realize, this is why she didn't make it as an actress, because her acting is not that believable.
It's like they knock her while she's down, I guess. She's already not been an active actress for quite a while, so.
Yeah, she's such a horrible person. Like, I'm not afraid to talk shit, and shade her. And then like the first thing she does, the very first thing she does, it's not like, thank you for bringing me on. Usually the guests are like, the first thing is like, this is a message to the haters. I'm like, this is her priorities, okay? It tells you everything about her priorities. She's like, you have no right to tell me how to mourn the loss of my second child. Very defensive. It's like, so this is why you're here. You're just, you got attacked and now you're attacking back. Like, you can see the narcissistic rage. It's not like, I'm here to clear some things up. Everyone mourns differently. Well, she did say everyone mourns differently, which is totally valid. She can mourn, that she claims that she felt really numb. Again, valid. It's probably true. Someone close to you passes away.
Yeah, that's perfectly valid. But I didn't go on a press tour like directly afterwards. Like, had my godsister and my aunt pass away literally within 2 months of each other. And I'm like, I did feel numb. You do feel like it's things in your life just don't feel the same anymore, and you kind of are in. It's almost like when they say people are in shock. I was like, I think that was the closest thing to a shock and like numbness. But I didn't go on a press tour immediately. Like, how many days has it been? It hasn't been that long. It's been like a week, right?
Since about a week.
Yeah, it's only been a week. So of course you feel numb, but not everybody just goes on like a press tour right afterwards and is seemingly trying to set the record straight. It almost makes her seem like it makes her look really bad. I just don't know what it is. It's just,
it totally backfired.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if she obviously doesn't have a prolapsus. She obviously doesn't have anybody telling her is like, maybe you shouldn't do this. It doesn't look like very good optics anyway, right? But knowing her, she's probably like, I don't care. I know how I think it's like overconfidence of herself, right?
Yeah, I could see even if she did have a publicist and a manager and all that, they'd be like, okay, you say that how much you loved her and you'll miss her. She's like, no, I got this. Like, no, but you might want to, no, I got this. She's that type. And I could see that. I literally just finished reading her memoir. And in the memoir, the second to last chapter is a chapter about how Hayden, she was no contact with her mom for a long time. But what made her break that contact was that her dad called her and told her, your brother Jansen, they found him dead in his apartment. His friend found him in the chair. He had a comforter over him. And she said, like, he was telling this over the phone, telling his daughter over the phone, and he broke down. He was so distraught that he was just uncontrollable, and she was distraught as well. But then the dad asked her, "Can you tell mom?" Because mom apparently didn't know, and he's like, "I can't. I'm just too distraught." And she's like, she broke no contact, just to tell her mom the news, the horrible news, and so she calls her mom. Hayden calls Lesley to tell her, and guess what Leslie's reaction is?
What?
It was just quiet for a few seconds, and then she goes, I gotta go. I have to make some phone calls. That was her reaction, which is she's probably stunned. So it does track with what she said about her being numb. And I think it's true. I don't think she's lying about that. The fact that it just takes a while to process, especially when you get information, something like that, when someone passes away, you're like, wait, what? Your brain can't process it that fast. So and when you finally do, you go, oh my God. And so I don't think she's lying about that. But I think there's also a part of her that's just not right. It's just something off and people notice it. And did you notice the part where the interviewer asks Lesley about Hayden, like their relationship being strained? And Lesley goes like, well, Hayden had a very happy childhood. It wasn't until she was like 16, maybe 17 that our relationship started to get more strained. You notice that?
Yeah, I noticed that part.
And I was like, yes. That actually tracks with narcissistic parents, because Hayden talked about the enmeshment, the mom and her. Basically, they were together all the time while they were on the set, like since she was literally a baby. They were super, super enmeshed. But, normal development of a teenager is to want to individuate, hyper individuate. In fact, you don't even, like, I don't know if you remember, Ken, when you were a teenager, you're like, I don't want to be seen in public with my parents.
Yeah, that's quite common. Yeah. late teenagers is usually when it starts kicking in.
Yeah, but were you ever like the kid who was like, "Oh, can you drop me off a couple blocks away?" So
not necessarily, but it's like you know what it is? It's like your dad hugging you in public. It's like it's just something really like I don't know what it is. It's just embarrassing at that point. It's It's always at that age. In the moment, you just feel the embarrassment, but you see it like maybe a couple years down the road, you're like, oh, that was a nice moment. I don't know why I acted that way, but it's natural to be a kid and act that way.
Yeah, I mean, because you're figuring yourself out, your own separate, it's totally normal, but to her, she probably found it offensive. It's like, what do you mean? And that's when things started to get more strained. So another thing that was really interesting. They asked her about the moment where Hayden fires her as her manager, and the you owe me thing. She said that never happened. She said, it was a brief moment. She did, admit that it was, and they kept it really fast, but she's like, I didn't say anything, and I just left, or something like that.
I always found that as odd. It's like, they didn't talk about it afterwards. I feel like that's not like a thing that they would have not discussed. I feel like there's more to that, right? Maybe.
I think after that happened, Hayden said that that's when their relationship, basically, it was almost non-existent because she just wanted to have like a manager-client kind of relationship, Lesley. Whereas, Hayden, she just wanted her mom, and her mom obviously doesn't have that capability to be a mom. They don't know how to connect with their own children in a way that's not transactional.
Yeah, there's so much there that it's like not explained. I guess it doesn't disprove the claim that Hayden made that it was like, I wanted to fire her as like a manager and wanted her to be my mom. Lesley did not refute that in that interview, so that might have still been true. So maybe she did view it as that. I don't know. I didn't get much from that, but a lot of the interview, her dialogues in the public, it has been, a lot of it is she has yet to take any kind of blame or any kind of even like any self-reflection, right? Yeah, there's no accountability for anything like that. So it's very problematic, but it's also very close to how other narcissistic kind of like maybe like this type of like parent manager type. It's very consistent with how this has played out. It's by the book. This is an archetype, and she's playing it by the book, and people are looking at it, and I'm thinking like maybe we're just looking at it and like maybe we're just hypercritical of this. No, you look at the comment section of like, I was talking to you about like People Magazine. I had the article up. I think a lot of people saw it too. Like it was really weird. It's like very typical. It just did not take any accountability for anything in that relationship.
Yeah, I was reading the comments too, YouTube, and it was almost unanimous. It was like, this is very weird, very disrespectful to her daughter. She's like, oh, no wonder her daughter didn't have a relationship with her. Like it was, people
looked at it. It was like, I get it, because they've seen it before. Mm-hmm. It's not something new, right? It's like this archetype has been showing up left and right, and since we know more, it's like you love the memoirs. It's repeating what we've already seen.
Yeah, and then she makes her daughter's death all about her, and people did notice that, like a lot. I mean, sure, there were people who were like, let her grieve, and and I was like, you know what? People don't get it. But
I don't know. It's just I get what you say, and I get what the people are mean by that. But I think she's not afforded that grace. I don't think, based on what Hayden put out there.
No,
I don't think she's afforded that grace. I think a lot of it was a lot of it is unless she took accountability for something. I don't think this is anything new to the dialogue that will make her look good at all.
Think about it. 2 of her children have passed. I mean, her younger brother had issues with drugs, and Hayden herself had addiction issues, mostly with alcohol. And 2 of your kids have died because of their own mental health struggles. You need to take accountability. That is on you as a parent. That is an indictment of your parenting. But to her, it's just like, I'm just a grieving mom. And, and she's very, she's pointing fingers. And I noticed that too with the other, she did this hour-long interview with the Daily Mail, and the whole time she's just she's pointing fingers, especially at the ex-boyfriend, Brian. Yes, he's a horrible person. He was very abusive to Hayden. But yeah, she was very vulnerable, and she got targeted by people who were predators. That lady who basically pimped her out in the yacht, the ex-boyfriend who was abusive. She should have been there as a mom to protect her child. Who cares if your child is 18, 19, 50, 100? If my child is in danger, I'm going to be there to protect them. And the fact that she wasn't there, she was vulnerable to them. And
yeah, it brings up so many questions. It's like, where is she through all these big moments of Hayden's life that's in the memoir? I doubt that Hayden just like omitted a lot of that. My mom was there, but I just didn't want to mention it. I feel like she would have mentioned it.
You know what? Maybe take some fucking accountability. Say it would look better if she said, you know what? I messed up as a parent. If I could go back in time, I would have been there more as a mom, not treated her like a client, what she needed for emotional needs. I took care of her financial needs, but that was it.
But that's meaning that you're actually self-aware of yourself and you're willing to take fault, right? She doesn't have that.
Right. And the fact that people see right through it, too, is so interesting.
And the thing is, it's like, she thinks she's like the person, like she's a hero of this story, right? I was like, no, you're not. It's like the more you talk, the more it looks badly on yourself. People are just seeing someone that's very unapologetic, which was true, right? She was apologetic. Like she just like, sorry, but I'm grieving. I'm gonna knock back at the haters. It's like, what kind of middle-aged lady talks like that?
You're grieving, so the first thing you do is like, this is for the haters. You're like, okay.
Well, we mentioned that. It's like who? I'm thinking the two that she probably was mentioning was probably Gayle King, who laid into her pretty deeply.
I saw that.
And maybe Megyn Kelly, but Megyn Kelly is, I don't know if she's just doing it for clicks or anything like that. She says anything to make like a splash. So, but the thing is, it's like, okay, are you on you know what it is? I'm like, you're supposed to be a middle-aged lady. You're not supposed to be playing the, Facebook war with someone, right? I would think you'll be more mature than most of them, right? But I was wrong. It's like clap back at the haters. It's like, seriously?
Yeah,
that's your priority now, to go on these like hour-long, like maybe like interviews and stuff like that. And who knows what she's gonna be on the docket for next week, right? It's like, what kind of podcast is she going on? Is Joe Rogan gonna book her? I don't know.
Oh my God, can you imagine she goes on the Joe Rogan podcast?
Oh my gosh, it's like,
God.
But not even Joe Rogan. Let's say it's like some other podcast that's maybe more suited to what kind of topic that she's going to talk about, right? Maybe some celebrity-oriented podcast. Maybe
I could, definitely see her doormat mom.
It could happen. I won't say that's out of the question. It's like she has a pretty big following on TikTok, so
yeah, other narcissistic moms. They just think they're the victims, and it makes sense because even Hayden said it's like she knew she would only get love from her mom based on how she would make her mom look. And now it's like, even in death, Hayden made her look bad. So now she has to like go on a war path against the haters because of how bad it makes her look. Like it's obviously like the biggest thing for her is how she looks versus like, who gives a fuck? Your kids are dead. Just have some fucking self-reflection. But no, narcissists will never do that.
It just boggles the mind. It's like, does she really think that this makes her look good?
And you read the highlights of the Daily Mail article that she did, hour-long interview. Oh my God.
Oh, it's why? Just shut up, lady. Seriously.
The more she talks, the worse she looks. I don't think she realizes, though.
Well, a lot of it is like, it's that old adage, my daughter was fine until she met so-and-so and brainwashed my daughter.
Yeah. Again, finger pointing.
Yeah.
It's true.
Sure. He was, the ex-boyfriend sure was abusive. I think she even almost had a restraining order against him during her book tour. So she was aware. It's, but who knows? Recording us at a time, we don't know what Brian might have done or what might have influenced her decisions up until that point. So we don't know. Watch, it's just like, we might have ideas, but who knows what might have happened. But
the toxicology is supposed to come out sometime soon. So everyone's just suspecting an overdose, which is, who knows? But he was there. There's some sketchy things that with him and his brother when they found her. But that's besides the point, right?
Well, yeah, she also blamed them for his well, you could possibly know when someone is dying if they're having an episode, right? If she was having an episode, Hayden, that he didn't wake up for that. It's well, that's
you were literally
not true.
Next to her. Yeah.
That's not true. I was I recently had a friend's husband passed away, and you don't know, because one moment he was fine, it's I'm not feeling well, and then the next moment you wake up in the morning and he's found dead. That's really what happens when people say they find their loved ones passed out on the floor or dead in their sleep. This is what they're talking about. To even say that, I was oh yeah, I can't believe he didn't wake up for that. I was that's very odd that you said that. A lot of the things she said was very odd, right?
You know what I think? I'm going to call bullshit on something that she said because I thought it was really dumb. Okay. I even wrote it down because I was
oh, I think I know what you're going to mention.
Okay. So she's they asked her oh, you put your daughter into show business when she was 8 months. She goes, oh, I only did that because I wanted to put money into her college fund. I just never expected her to be a professional actor. I was bullshit.
I knew you were going to mention that because I was going to bring it up because this is I knew that you were going to want to talk about this, but she's I thought my daughter, she's going to get a little little nice nest egg and stuff like that. And, she's going to have money for college and that'll be great. She'll be set for life.
Uh-huh.
That's not believable at all. She was well, Hayden really liked it, so she kept going. I'm sure. That's really how it went, right?
Uh-huh.
I can just imagine if Hayden just went up to her, was I want to quit, Mom. Hell, you're going to quit.
She'd probably be too scared to say that if she didn't enjoy it.
Okay,
it's funny
if you're a Hayden during that time, you of course would not say that to your mother because that's just how she is, right? To even say that your mom, you're fired, that probably took a lot. But she's probably you know what? Doing well on Heroes. Nashville would be probably many years away from that point. Another hit show she had, but there was movies, projects here and there in between. And she's probably thinking at that time, it's well, if I become self-sufficient, then I won't be afraid of my mom anymore. I could just cut her off totally, right? If it doesn't go well. And that's probably her plan at that point. Make it big, make this into a living, and then you don't have to worry about your mom ever cutting you off from things.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm I wouldn't be surprised if Lesley had gone on to say actually, Hayden, she actually she drove herself to the auditions when she was 8. I mean, 8 months old.
She was really enjoying it as an 8-month-old. She kept laughing. She really enjoyed it.
She actually coerced me into taking her to auditions at 8 months old. I mean, yeah, that level of delusion. This lady's delusional. She does not live. What the hell?
Yeah, especially how Hayden has mentioned before, her growing up, she didn't like the fact that she was in the spotlight. She was not that type of person. And I've always heard there have been people that have been performers, usually musicians and maybe actors, and they have stage fright or they're just very introverted. So for a lot of them, this is the wrong career choice, right? But let's say you're just good at it, but you just have to somehow just cope with it. I'm thinking that a lot of it, her I don't even know what to say. A lot of her misgivings about the industry and stuff like that is that she does have this kind of anxiety to perform. I think she had performance anxiety. I really think that's what it was.
She did say that in the book, that she would get, attacks and
the butterflies, right? But it's she tried to use that as, excitement, use that as energy, and really, knock it out of the park. I've heard athletes doing that. Those we can't let the, adrenaline rush and the butterflies prevent you from performing. And some do it better than others. And a lot of sports psychologists and, there's probably, acting psychologists too, have made a lot of money to kind of train an athlete or an actor or a musician to kind of get over that. But when you're anxious all the time like that, it's a lot of strain on your body. It's just by the end of the day, I remember being I'm diagnosed with like general anxiety disorder, so it's not too bad. I have like social anxiety, but it doesn't prevent me from doing any of the things I do, right? Like we still go out, right? Me and Lisa. I try to go to places with a lot of people. Sometimes it makes me really nervous, really fidgety, but it doesn't stop your experience. Like you don't want to be like agoraphobic, but I could understand how it was for her just dealing with that. And it's probably we don't think about that. It's like, it's probably a strain on her to even like do 20 episodes of a show each season. It's like every day you just have that anxiety. The only way it goes away was maybe drugs or just going numb totally.
The interview with the Just Jared highlights. So you remember when you read the article where she was interviewed, what stood out to you also?
I think that was the biggest part. It's like that what we talked about at first was the biggest part. I looked at it and it's just like, oh yeah, she was a willing participant in this career of hers. Because, every little kid just, I want to be an actress for the rest of my life, just like that. I mean, I think people, like little kids, like the concept of it, right? But it's a lot of hard work. I don't believe that that Hayden was so like on board that she didn't try to like put up a fight. I really don't believe that. Because she's mentioned before, she's been in elementary school, and seemingly people have like a bad perception of her, right? Just for being a celebrity. She knew that at a very young age. As a kid, I doubt that she had the mentality to be like, you know what? These are just my haters. My elementary school teacher is my hater. I don't give a crap about that. I don't think she thought like that. So I think that was just, I was like, Lesley, who are you lying to? That you're seriously like, who are you lying to say that, hey, she really wanted this, right? I just thought that she was going to do it to a certain age, and then she's going to have a nice little nest egg or just money for school. You're the mom at that point. You could pull her out at any time, right? And how come we didn't hear about it that she wanted to stop her or anything like that? So I think she's full of shit. College fund my butt. It's really what it is. College fund my butt. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if they were so enmeshed, there's no way I believe that the mother was okay or on board with her quitting.
No, I mean, this was her mom's dream to be an actress. So she was completely living vicariously through her daughter. 100%.
Yeah, because her daughter at 16 was more successful than she ever was.
Yeah, and for her to say like, oh, this was just extra money for college.
I mean, good sentiment to have. That's a good lie to tell herself, I guess.
I don't even know if she even believes it.
She doesn't believe it. I think a lot of the stuff she said, like in the interviews, especially in the highlights of the Just Jared for the Daily Mail, I think it's full of shit. Like a lot of the stuff.
And I think where she says where it's like, this is really weird to me. She said this in the interview, like, I'm not saying I'm not grieving now. I am, and I do have my moments. But the bigger picture right now is I have to stay strong. I don't have an option. And I'm
strong
like,
for who? That's the thing, right? Strong for who?
Usually you have to stay strong because you have other children. Like I've seen that happen where it's like they're fighting this pain and this grief because you have to continue with life. But this woman, she's already wealthy. She doesn't have any of their kids. What is staying strong for what?
And she's broken up with her husband, so... Yeah. Who's she staying strong for? Herself? Her publicist? I don't know who she's staying strong for. Let it all out, lady.
That's what really... I was like, what? Oh, staying strong for what? I just couldn't figure it out. Maybe someone else, YouTubers, because I know already YouTubers there are a lot of people like on TikTok and stuff. They're already making fun of that interview and with Good Morning America about the fake crying, especially the fake crying. Like right away, people are like, this is so performative. Oh my God. And they're making fun of it. But this in particular, I wish like those online mental health professionals, like they'll do a deep dive into like Lesley, and I wonder what their opinion is about that, like what they think is in her mind.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't worry about that because I feel like someone is going to analyze her body language and stuff like that because it's just, she put it out there. She didn't have to, but she put it out there. So now people are going to analyze it. And, just recently, I remember someone telling me about just how British tabloids were, right? I don't think it's as rabid to this point in America, but could you just imagine how like the paparazzi was on like Hayden's case like during her prime, right? When she was younger?
Yeah, she talked about that in the book.
That's freaking nightmarish. And it's like, I remember reading something recently. I'm not sure what I was, why I was reading that, but I was hearing that in the UK, if you think stuff in America was bad for paparazzi, it's way worse in the UK. like
Yeah.
monumentally worse. That people have thought, like with Princess Diana, that was bound to happen to someone because that's what paparazzi did, especially in the UK. And I think in America, we just only have like a low portion of that. Like people were chasing people, and at a certain point, remember maybe like in the early 2000s, it was really bad, right? It was really bad with the paparazzi. I don't think we hear it as much.
Well, Hayden talked about that in her book.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, like there was a paparazzi who kicked her, so they could get a reaction out of her.
Yeah,
Like that level.
but yeah, the paparazzi is very like it's like animalistic. It's a attention seeking kind of thing before social media was a thing, right? Who's the first person to get this image of this person's like kid or something like that, or this celebrity doing something really bad? And it was to the highest bidder. And I swear that was how TMZ made a lot of their impact in the beginning. Now TMZ is actually pretty legitimate news. They actually get the news before anybody else. But before that, it was kind of more like a tabloidish kind of like celebrity news kind of organization. But it evolved into something more, more substantial that people actually refer to them for, like actually like, breaking news for celebrities. Like if someone passes away, people check with TMZ. It's kind of the narratives kind of change on them. But it's crazy because if you think that tabloids are going to be like this, and that's for a kid that's growing up like Hayden, and I'm pretty sure she's not the most stable at that point. At what point you as a mother don't address that at all, and you think it was like, oh yeah, my daughter wanted this. Really? Constant attention from grown men taking pictures of her all the time throughout the day, throughout the night. It's just like no freedom whatsoever as a 16-year-old because you played a cheerleader with like superpowers. Think about that.
So have you noticed? Okay. Also, so Lesley also said that she was the one who went no contact with her daughter. Yeah. And she was like, well, she blamed it was because of Brian. It was like, well, she wouldn't leave him. And
yeah, it was a deal breaker for her, supposedly.
She just, remember she said, like, you can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. She's like, I had to go no contact because I couldn't help her anymore. I can't change this pattern. I tried. And I mean, I didn't leave because I didn't care, or it's not because I didn't love her. I put so much effort in trying to save her. I'm gonna call bullshit on that too.
Yeah, I second that bullshit.
Okay. I think if we've said bullshit more on this one episode than like all of our episodes combined.
No, because she even has to take ownership of that, right? She has to commandeer that stance. Oh, she didn't cut me out. I cut her out. Well, your daughter's dead. She can't argue that anymore. So who cares at that point who cut who out? Yeah,
but when she was alive, she said, after I fired my mom, I just said, okay, be my mom. And she's like, no, she just wanted to have a client-employee relationship.
I'm surprised nobody addressed that with her. I guess because everybody doesn't want it. That might be a trigger point if you try to question her about that.
Yeah, if I go into a narcissistic rage.
I'd pay to watch that.
There was a really funny comment that I was reading that with all the makeup, and she looks so weird. Someone wrote, there should have been like a jump scare warning. I
don't know. She looked a little too tan and kind of crispy a little bit. She looked crispy. If that's like if you could say like a person just looks crispy, like she looks crispy during that interview.
Oh, weird.
Golden brown, like fried chicken.
She does.
She did. She was like, wow, it's like, that's a very nice tan. She got that tan right before she went on television.
Oh my God. And her hair's like all raggedy. Weird.
I don't think someone of that age should have that hairstyle, but that's just me.
Oh my God. Yeah. So should we wrap it up?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like we could talk about the whole day. We could just roast her on the whole. She made it really easy to roast her.
Well, yeah, we could roast her like a peanut.
Yeah. And we don't want to roast her on her, like, how she looks, but all the other stuff is, like, too easy at that point. Like, my goodness. I was like, and what did she hope to achieve by going on these little, like, interviews and stuff like that? I'm going to tell my story.
Oh, I think she really believed that she would. It's like, once they know my side of the story, they're going to know, like, I'm going to look like the victim. I think she really believes that she's the victim. narcissistic people, they go around making themselves the victim, even though there are perpetrators. But whatever.
It falls to a T. Like, I don't want to say like she was like a narcissistic mother. Like she was kind of just that archetype, but it's just lack of accountability, and it almost seemed like she's gaslighting her daughter like from beyond. Like her daughter's dead. Like she's still on this kind of narrative, and it doesn't seem like there's anything to stop her at this point. There's nobody to say otherwise, right?
Yeah.
Who's left? The dad? She's staying away from her. He's staying away from her. You notice that?
Yeah, it's disgusting the way she talks about Hayden even after death. And see, wrapping this up, I do have to say something. We know how like society, they will cut narcissistic parents a lot of slack. Way, way, way too much, you know? And you know how they always like, oh, they tried the best they could. Oh, they weren't that bad. You only have one mom, you know, all the bullshit gaslighty shit that they tell you. With this particular situation, people have noticed this woman, they see right through her. And I am so glad, it's almost unanimous, that people see through her BS. I mean, I feel this is literally the first time in my life where I feel like people are waking up to these toxic, narcissistic parents. Like, where were you like years ago? Did you not see through it? But like, I guess it's better late than never.
Well, I really think it's because of the saturation. As humans, as just creatures of Earth, we love pattern recognition, right? We see things and it triggers some sort of like kind of, we're constantly predicting the outcomes of things we're looking at. And when you see something like that, you're thinking, you automatically spot something and you look at this as like, wait a minute, I've seen this before. And everybody just knows now because everybody has more knowledge about all these things. The problem with that is that sometimes you kind of label certain people, oh, this person's a narcissist. Sometimes it's not, but she makes a very good case that she is, Lesley. She makes a very good case that she is what people think she is.
Yeah. 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 It's an uncanny valley kind of a feeling with her where it's like, this is not right. This is not normal. A normal mom doesn't react this way. Like, how are you not talking about how much you miss her and how much it's just like, it's giving, I'm sorry you feel that way. Well, you know, agree to disagree. Kind of like, your daughter just fucking died. This is your second child to have died. And people, I guess maybe because the fact that people, a lot of, you know, being millennials, a lot of them grew up watching Heroes and maybe Bring It On, one of the Scream movies, like whatever, Nashville. So there's that kind of parasocial relationship, maybe. And they feel like, wow, this is a loss, you know? Someone my age is dead. That's just crazy. There's that attachment, but like even people who have that, like us who are as fans, we have this feel the sadness. Like her mom, who's supposed to be even closer to her, doesn't even feel a modicum of, you know, she's not showing that level of natural grief. It's so weird. It's bizarre and people are calling it out. And she hates the fact that she's being called out. She hates it. You can tell. It's triggering a rage. She's like, I need to go on a media tour to get back at the haters. That's what she's like, her haters.
And the thing is, there is a lot of people that are actresses in the business before, and they're like kind of like poking at this situation, right? And I'm not sure if you saw what Melissa Gilbert have said and kind of talking about this string of actresses during this time period that have all passed away. And she's kind of saying that there's a problem here, right? That we don't ask about. People that have like been child stars. This is like the next generation of child stars. And it doesn't seem like they've escaped like the 80s child stars, right? They have their own problems now. The child stars of like that we grew up with.
That's a good point.
Because remember when people were talking about child stars like Gary Coleman and stuff in the 80s, it's the problematic like upbringing that happens afterwards, right? And then we went for years. I was like, I think we got it. I think we got the perfect kind of way you treat a child star to make sure they don't fall into this trap of like horrific outcome. But I don't think we have. It's just something different. I think other people are seeing this new pattern that's happening on. And it's a bummer because we're thinking, oh yeah, we try to, as human beings, we try to learn from our past, right? We try not to, but we're doomed to repeat it, right? It's probably something that is not talked about that a lot of these actresses or actors of this age are probably dealing with. Because she wasn't the only one. It's like a group of them that passed away recently in the past, year and a half. And it really begs the question, what is going on? And that's like a question we can't answer at the moment. Hopefully we do eventually. But one thing I do want to bring up that horrifies me to think about is that I hope Vladimir doesn't let his daughter talk to grandma, because I don't know what she's going to say to her about her mom.
That is a very good point.
I hope Vladimir's just keeping his daughter off of social media, because she is of age, right? She's I think she's a preteen right now. I'm pretty sure there's people
She's only 11.
around her. Yeah, but there are probably people around her that knows that her mom is famous, right? Even your dad's famous. So people are probably talking, and she's probably going to have questions. And I really hope that, from what I have heard about him, I think he would be the perfect father to hopefully protect her from all the stuff that might be spouted about her mom and her grandmother, because that's going to be out there, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the internet now, you could find out anything. All these kids are probably going to tell her that. Oh, I heard the thing about your mom and your grandmother. They had some issue. I heard your mom died from drugs or something like that. Is that true? They're going to ask her, even if it wasn't malicious, they're going to ask her. And I hope she will be okay, the daughter. Who knows? It's a devastating thing.
That could be a whole other episode with children with narcissistic grandparents. Yeah. That exposure to toxicity, there's a lot of issues that come with that. That might be another episode, actually, further down the line. Just a lot of stories about that. But I think this is a good time to wrap up. We can dedicate this episode to her daughter, Kaya. I mean, I can't imagine what she's going through. It's hard enough losing a parent, but so much going on in the press. Who knows if her friends at school, what they're telling her, what she's going through. And I just hope she's okay. And like you said, yes, that's a really good point. To expose a child to a toxic grandparent like Lesley, you at that point. But I think from what Vlad said, he does not respect her very much.
I think he knows. I really think he knows. He knows why. As fans, if we want to live that parasocial life, I was like, I wish they worked it out. Because I don't know. We see pictures, especially he posted recently, the pictures of them together, all three of them. I was like, I wish they worked it out, right? But that's not how life is sometimes. But I think he's very aware of how Lesley is. He's very aware of how Hayden was thinking about her mother. So being aware is half of the battle, right? I think he'll be extra cautious, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, on that note, it's been a good talk. And thank you guys for listening. I know we didn't even decide to do an episode about this, but the fact that Lesley was just literally this
a gift that keeps on giving.
It's
a gift that keeps on giving.
Oh my God, really? Yeah.
She can't keep her foot out of her mouth, I don't think. She loves the sound of her voice.
With the media tour, I'm like, Ken, look what this woman is doing. My God. And we're like, we have to talk about this because this is ridiculous. We need to put this woman, we need to check her and put her on blast. This is not right. And hopefully we did that. And yeah. But thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you get something out of this. And yeah, well, hopefully we'll see you next time.
Yes. This is episode 24 of Natural Disasters. Yep, we made it to 24.
We made it 24. Wow. We just keep checking.
Today is 8/24, which is Kobe Day. So, Kobe's no longer with us, but those are his two numbers that he wore as part of the Lakers. So it's Kobe Day. And it's also episode 24. So
wow.
That's kind of interesting, right?
24 on the 24th. Wow.
I know, this is a special one. But that being said, well, bye everybody. Bye, Lisa.
Bye, Ken. All right, bye everyone. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Good night. Not good night. Let's get rid of that. What did I say? Good night to you, Ken, not to the audience.
Well, good night to you.